So anyway, I was wasting my time using a GI Bill. I knew I wasn't going to do anything with college. I was going to do whatever. And somebody told me there was an art school that just taught traditional painting in Denver. I was in Colorado Springs. I got out of the Army, and I saw a pamphlet from there's about 10 artists. That's all they did, and they did it for a living. I couldn't believe my eyes. I didn't even know there were art schools. So for me, I mean, that day I quit college. I sold. By the end of the week, I had sold pretty much. I had gone up there, enrolled in the art college. I'd sold everything I had. I didn't even have a car, just to start this college, the art school. And and from that day, I mean, it was like I guess I figured out where to put my obsessive nature. So I've never done anything since. I did 2 years there, lived like bums, but we had a blast. Lived that early art life. And I was exposed to a whole bunch of really top painters, really good painters. And so from the beginning, I didn't think this was a joke. This is for real. And from the beginning, I felt like it was something I was going to have to earn. I can't just say I'm an artist, go there and be all, which I didn't like that idea that it was going to be that disciplined and that much rules. I actually didn't at that point in my life. But I realized in order for me, this was a serious thing. And I liked that about it, I think, somewhere deep down. And I kind of committed probably somewhere without really realizing that I was committing. And that's it for me. I never worked a day in my life since then. I just painted.
I'm from the 7 years old, start, drawing, pen, the wall, floor, paper, everywhere.
Yeah.
Start at 12, I do the small school, the art class, a teacher, do the drawing, watercolor. China, this my birth in 1962, is I use the watercolor, the drawing paper. I do, you feel this? Oh, sorry. You feel this still live here? I do the drawing. I have the sketchbook. My mama helped me a lot. My mama gave me by paper, is
because you want to. You just want to paint? You want to draw?
Yeah, drawing, watercolor, 水粉叫 grass, it's grass, use grass.
Right.
Yeah, 17 I do the 我们叫中专 中等专 is art school.
It's art school, but not college.
College, yeah.
It's for high school age.
High school is I do the high school. High school I do Chinese paint, 中国画.
Chinese painting.
Yeah, calligraphy. Yeah, China calligraphy. 书法. Yeah.
Calligraphy.
Yeah. I do a lot of drawing. Drawing. Overnight, 24 hours 还都就是那个大石膏像啊，大卫啊什么，大石膏像。
They do the drawing, like when they do the training, the sculpture of David, they
Every day 用了更多的很努力去画这个素描。
So it's basically charcoal drawing. So he spent a lot of time working on that every day.
Yes.
Very hardworking. Yeah.
I born in North China, my hometown near the Russia, Korea. So 我从小就接受俄罗斯的很多的文化。
Okay, so where they live, it's there are 3 provinces that's on the north and we call the northeast China.
Yes.
That's border Russia.
Yes.
There's huge Russian influence. So from very young age, he liked the Russian paintings.
Yeah. So my teachers so finished, so famous in China, the painting, the copy, Russia artist, Rabin. Somebody Rabin?
Yes.
Yeah, Rabin. Yeah, Rabin, Sulikov, Archibald, is 就是苏联的19世纪巡回画派。 那些
There
19th
was a
century
huge influence of 19th century
Rembrandt,
Russian
no Rembrandt,
painters, fashion, right? Nikolai fashion?
Nicola Fashion and yeah,
And I think Ribbon is Nikolai.
yeah, Rabin,
Yes.
Rabin,
Right.
no, yeah, Rabin
So that's
Academy.
the school
Yeah,
of
yeah.
painting that he was hugely
Yeah,我
influenced.
从小的时候就接受很传统的
So even when
啊，
he's
很严谨的这种训练的。
okay, so
Yeah,
from
sure.
early childhood he received very traditional training, you know, based on Western art.
就是现在我们说来，就是我们的 foundation 都是经历过几十年的时间训练出来的
So
foundation。
he thinks that his foundation was built over decades, you know, his painting skills and foundation.
啊，Sometimes I go to the plein air, you know， 出去写生，只带个大馒头。冬天的时候 ，winter，my hometown still big big snow, you know, big snow, you know. I go to plein air, so cold, you know. 然后中餐就带个大馒
He
头。
just get like a bun, you know, it's
Yeah.
like Chinese bread, but
Chinese-
steaming
yeah.
bread. That's all he had, and it's cold.
Yes.
They did plein air in that kind of environment.
对
So not like what you do.
Yeah. That's the beauty. Yeah. So.
That, you know, like
Just my drawing
the
difference.
his drawing
My
one
born in
of
North
number one?
China. My drawing is the style different South China style. What different? South China drawing too soft. Too soft. Now North China so strong. So say my work now. My work so strong. Energy, power.
Right. So
And
he's
drawing
a
is the same.
northerner. I think he's kind
Yes.
of proud of it because he's north.
Yeah.
Because no people from China will know the northerners are like
Yes.
gutsy and strong and more masculine, and
Yeah.
the southern Chinese are softer.
Yeah, softer, you know, just detail, you know. Yeah.
So that probably
So
reflects in his,
interesting, you know.
painting.
Yes.
Was
that
it, do you
but
think that was a Russian influence?
Was that also Russian? 是不是也是俄罗斯的影响呢？
yes. 也受俄罗斯的影响。Yeah. Yeah, you know, Russia art in the color, you know, strong, right? Edges, the contrast, you know. Yeah, some the shadow blue, you know, purple. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
Right.
South China know this way. Broad joke, you know. Yeah, save my work now. 所以昨天讲 yesterday I talked that the art is the style. No, just you go to follow style you learn, because painting, the feeling from self inside, from inside heart and blood, 是从我们血液里流淌出来的。
This is actually from. He feel like this art is from his blood.
I same Dan, I win USA, you know, gold medal, you know, any competition gold medal. Then still, you know, yeah. Then
Then
20
he
years
started-
ago,
he
know me
entered
by
the
my
US.
book. Yeah.
Right. He entered the U.S. Boy Painters of America, those competitions.
Yes.
And he actually won the gold medal in 1999.
Yeah.
And Dan won that in
Then
2011.
this, but before 20 years,
This is 20 years ago.
20, yeah, 22
Yeah,
years
Dan
ago.
and-
So my early influences like were Ramon Kelly, and Ramon Kelly was influenced by Nikolai Fashion. So you can see how we're already related in what we love,
Right,
the kind
yeah.
of approach we want. Found this book, and you know, of course, you know, I just for a while there was just a book junkie, but this was top on my list. So I've had it for 20 years. This guy, in my mind, was an art hero from back then, just like those other guys were. So you can imagine. I mean, I had another buddy, you know, that to him, this is everything he wanted was in Jove's book. So this guy had a lot of reverence for us in Denver artists, and we had a lot of influences. We had never quite seen this what Jove was doing. Not quite. There was twists on it, so we're very interested in it. But yeah, you can see this is
Bought the book.
the
20
book's
years ago.
falling apart, and you know you can tell somebody likes artists when the book's falling apart.
Thank you.
And
Dan.
then
Thank you.
these books right here, Joe brought a few of them, but they all sold out. He can get more if people want. It's worth it, and he's going to be making another book. I think another couple actually, from what I heard. But this is way worth it if you like Impressionism.
Yeah.
And he's all over the world. It doesn't matter what it is. He paints figures, landscapes, still lifes. Guy's good. That's what we thought. This guy's really something. So yeah, feel free to look at that.
So this time I'm so honored is I first time meet Dan, first time.
Yeah.
The Leping just from Beijing before 1 year ago, right? 1年前我俩才。
Right. We
我们俩
contact, well, because Dan, our
Yeah,
I
Dan,
heard
like,
Jove's
my-
name, of course, forever because of Dan bought the book and we constantly look. So I kind of feel like I already know Jove for somehow, So
Yeah.
and then
So-
then I contact him and say, hey, we got this gallery, you want to show? And he immediately, he said, oh yeah, definitely. And he said, I always like Dan's work. So yeah, so that's like immediate.
就是我这次来就很高兴能够跟Dan还有 Rachel 我们3个共同的理念、共同的思维，我们有共同的这种语言，能够走到一起，这是一个缘分。对。
Because he said that to him, this the most important thing to come to Wilmington is to meet Dan and Richard. He feel like those three have similar philosophy in painting. They understand each other. They like each other's work. So this must be that Jove keep mentioning karma, like there's something in the air that brings them together here.
The direction, you mean? There's a lot of ways to make images on the two-dimensional surface. What we represent is kind of an approach, right? It's kind of influenced by Impressionism. We like the visual world. We want something in that. I think the people that like Impressionism, for me, they like two things going on. One is the visual world stimulates them and means something to them, and they want to investigate that. Two, they want to do it in an expressive way, not a literal way. So they want to find something. For me, that's why it was. Joe was touching on it and saying the same things I feel. I actually, when I started, I didn't even know why I liked something, but art was my investigation. Why was I keep being drawn to whatever, these kinds of shapes, these kinds of edges, these kinds of artists? So for me, it's continued 40 years later, it's explaining to me what I like, which is very important. I'm hoping in the process that as I'm exploring these, that I have something to offer other people. Because the other side to that, it's an accessible art form. I would say it's accessible. A lot of people like it, which is good. And then probably the biggest reason, other than my own investigation, maybe bigger, is you can potentially connect. The connecting part is for me the biggest part. Because maybe I'm an introvert a little bit. Have y'all heard? Has anybody heard that? And I don't come out much and all that stuff. I hide. But I actually really like people. But my way I want to connect and be like, this is the way hopefully I can connect. And I feel other people connect with me through their music, through their art. If I watch dancers, any kind of artist. Those are the people I feel like I understand. And I just want to make a contribution back. So I always forget the question when we're going.
Well, yeah, but you talk about direction. So, like you are aiming towards something when you paint. Of course, there's idea. So you want to use since you guys brought your paintings. You want to use your visual aids and just.
Yeah, these are. I'll give you a brief one while I'm on. Basically, it's basically just another picture of a bird, right? And then for me, it's the same thing. I want this bird to connect to his environment. I want it to speak and talk. So I'm looking for rhythms. I'm looking for all the things. All the rules we talk about, which Jove and we know is the same rules we're looking for. They're all in nature. But we have to bring some kind of order to it, right? And some kind of vocabulary so that we can actually, hopefully, paint from our heart. But we need to know intellectually why something's working or not working. That's why when Joe was saying the kind of art that he's teaching, you can do any style. Because actually, that's very true. The rules are kind of the same. But we're using them in this more abstract expression way. And there's, slight variations like flatter area form, just movement. And it feels, why did I do this? I don't even know why. When you're painting those pictures, but then visually you have to be the one to decide what made that work. Like a couple times I didn't like what I had at all. I'm a more forward, backward painter. So I'll put something in and I don't like it, I'll scrape. I'm not a progressive painter. I'm looking, I'm searching. I actually really like that. I never want to get it right the first time, because there's always these surprises that turns me on as a painter. I really like that. But this is just one example. I'm working with my contrast. I'm working with a lot of the vocabulary. Hopefully it works that way. I'll just show the other two.
It's high quality work. Great.
A little cow painting, same thing. This is, I don't know if it's going to show well in this light, but a real moody little light scene. Cows in the field up there. This is cool. And same thing. I'm trying to paint not literal, but I'm trying to paint rhythms. And the rhythms have to be rhythms, but they also have to be my rhythms. Your rhythms when you're painting. We're looking, we're searching. So how fun is that to go to your easel every day and go on an adventure, searching. And sometimes we get lost, just like a real adventure. We don't have to leave our studio. Way safer
Can you
there.
bring it forward so everybody can?
Can everybody see?
Yeah. So
On the
Jeff-
last one will be a figurative piece. This one is a figure piece. So same thing. It's just this one's from a photograph. Actually, all three of these are from photos. I paint a lot from that, but all three. I mean, I painted this model from life a lot, but
So good.
these are from photos.
Yes, I love it.
I work from life a lot, but I also work from photos, and I use my imagination. I invent.
Okay,
So-
what's your question?
This is a demo. Demo the model, love model. I paint this one from Los Angeles Bar Museum Garden. I paint that. My direction. My direction.
Yeah, what are you looking for when you paint?
Okay. US 美国的很多杂志给我做 article。
Right, there's a lot of articles about them, like
Yeah,
there's
R West,
articles
Southwest,
published about them.
article。那基本上我回答的一种，就是在我的艺术里边，我首先把 classic， 就是传统的东西，运用到我的 shadow 里边。
Okay, so he said he first of all he wanted to use the classic, the tradition,
Yeah.
to apply that to his. You talk about shadow.
Yeah.
Your
No,
shadow.
I from classic,
to,
the
from
shadow, transparency. I
Oh,
used my painting.
Okay.
Everybody know the Courbet, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Courbet, the France, big master. Now it's outside museum.
Right.
Courbet, two big size painting just near the door. So good. Yeah, Courbet is very traditional. Whole shadow, translucent, no transparency, no translucent, transparency, 透明感，
Right.
在暗部的透明感 from in classic.
So he obviously is
Yeah.
very attracted to that, the
Oh,
transparency
sorry.
in the dark.
Yeah, see, my light color, I from France, romantic. 从法国的 romantic.
Okay.
法国的这种浪漫。
Right. His light color, he feels like he's more towards the French romanticism.
and drama.
and
戏剧性
drama.
就
There's-
绘画里面一定要有戏剧性
So you must have drama in your painting.
这个 drama and romantic 带动整个 art 的 music 乐
So
感
the,
音
so
乐
the romance actually lead the entire art, including music,
啊
including painting.
这是我的 light， 我的灰色 my gray， 我骨子里的那个灰色，从那个 Russia 的文化给予我的东西
He said his gray,
Gray.
I feel like from his bone is from
my
Russia.
gray，then 最后我的一种从我骨子里的东西，我表现出了一种，很多人看到我的话很激动 ，right？
Right. So a lot of people see his painting, they feel excited. and
Excited,
that's
yeah,
like the
yeah.
excitement.
啊
And he felt like
这个东西就是我个人的一种我的性情
that excitement, he felt like his from
我
himself.
的兴趣
That's totally individual.
，yes，就喷我的一种 and spirit 一种精神
That would be his spirit.
This is my portrait. This is my
Another one.
landscape. This
It's a landscape. Yeah.
France, the Sena River.
Seine River.
This boat famous. Many artists paint here. You know, you go to Paris. 哦，今年的奥运会那个开幕式就在这儿。
Oh, the Olympic opening ceremony was there?
Yeah，就在这里 ，just here. This a bridge，就这个
That's
地
the
方。
bridge,
这个地
okay.
方，这个地方 ，right. This is my romantic, you know, spirit
He tried to.
精神和
This
浪漫
will be his romantic spirit that
And
is
drama.
expressed,
Yes.
and drama in this
Drama.
expressed in
Yes.
this painting.
Can you pass that one around too?
In many ways, but one is by your palette. I wonder how palettes evolve, how your choice of colors evolve. Because I think that probably is a evolution of some sort.
My color, yeah, that's good. You know,
That's a good
my
question.
color evolves for all of us. But when I started with, originally I started in black and white. I started doing charcoals, pencil, anything graphic, anything I could move with erasers and
Yeah.
chamois, and
Yeah.
I just love it. Then I started adding pastel, and then I did full pastel color paintings, and I did that in galleries for about 7 years, maybe, before I really got into oils, before I really pushed the oils. So when I started oils, I wanted every color I could buy. The whole look at art store, bought everything. And then over the years, I realized I really don't understand color, but I want to understand it better. So I heard the philosophy we all have for Zorn palette with just the black, yellow ochre, and a cad red. So I experimented with that palette and realized I really don't know anything about this. Is cool. So it just intellectually it gets you, and then so eventually I branched out into three primary colors that I can mix because I want to be able to bend notes like music, and then I could control how I bend the notes with my if I was mixing it myself, so I don't have to get another tube and I'm bending it, and that just makes me crazy happy when I'm bending notes. So I eventually went to a double primary, so warm and cool of both, thinking that I don't have to stay there, but I have. For the last 12 years, I think I've just worked double primary. I add black to my palette. Some artists would like to hear that because I'm not afraid of black. Any Chinese painter not afraid of black. And I first learned it from Chinese painters.
You use black?
Yeah.
I use
How about you?
black.
Then what's your color?
I'm no use black.
Except this one.
Well, isn't this black then we're saying?
No black.
No, yeah.
No black. No black.
Well, what is it then?
But some people ask, hey, your color is dark. You don't use black? Then I don't use black.
What did you use?
No,
Or-
I used a alizarin, ultramarine, and some amber. Yes. Oh, but sometimes if I put on my palette the black, okay, I used gray color, put some black. Gray, no, Russia, the color use a lot black. Russia.
Right.
That is gray color use and amber, burnt amber,
Yes.
and black together, right?
Yeah.
Right.
This
Also
is
okay
fun.
again?
You
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you notice what he said too, that's really true. One of the trademarks that
Yeah.
like a different trademark is those transparent darks. I don't care about transparent darks.
Yeah.
It's not important. So it's really funny. He has stronger dark contrast than me and never uses black. Mine goes towards the middle reason and I use black. So I'm using black as a color
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
care about. So it's just, you know,
Yeah.
you go
No
play
problem.
and you have fun and you find and you experiment one day this way and one day that way. It's just, these are the things that you can really get into and have a blast with.
I think black not important. If you learn, if you paint, if you workshop class, I think how teacher gave you concept, process, and principle
Yeah.
is important.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Any color, you can use any color.
right.
I don't teach. Oh, you don't use black. No, I don't teach this way. You can use everything, but I give you what kind of concept, principle. Yeah. So yesterday is my demo. I talked to my palette. How make the dark? How make the light? How make the is gray? You can use any color. Yeah, no problem.
Invite him back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.